Hi guys, this is Jill, the Fiber Floozie with Fiber Floozie Crafts, and today I'm bringing to you a little collection that I brought home from Colorado, and these were my mom's things, and I also want to share with you some things that I got from my husband's mother. So one of the things I'm wanting to start doing is calligraphy. And let me preface this by saying right now, I don't know whether this is something I will stick with doing or not. But these are some things that my mother had, and she used to do cards with them. So I want to show you what was in her collection. So, first of all, there were these two boxes, and there were these pads. So here's one italic calligraphy practice pad, and see, oh, hang on, she practiced in this already, and I can't show that to you because that has an address. So this is something I will hold on to, but these are the practice sheets, and then there is the alphabet here, and some tells you a little bit on how to do things. So that's going to be a good little pad to practice on. It's got a dot there, and it's got the 3 spaces. So that's going to be a good one. And this paper is slick. Now it looks like when my mom did her calligraphy that she used the pens, the fountain pens. Here is a little pad she had that was for watercolors. It's the Strathmore 400 watercolor paper, pretty thick. This one is a Strathmore 8x11. For calligraphy, a thick paper. I was glad to get that. And then she had these 2 boxes. Now these look very similar. One says it's a no-nonsense pen by Schaefer. This is fountain pen. Tells you all the things that it has in it. But that's not what's in here. There's another pad in here. Calligraphy pad from Schaefer, which has lines. And it's kind of a slick, thick paper. And then there's this, which is a nib. And evidently there were several nibs in here. I'm not even sure that one goes in there because that doesn't fit very well. There it goes. I didn't do it right. Trying to make sure I'm in frame, guys. This is harder for me this direction. And then there's these 2 in here, which I believe are Schaefer's. And it has when you unscrew it, you'll see there's a reservoir in there. And this one is, of course, dried up because these had been sitting. And this is a blue one. This one is a black one, and I believe somewhere she had a red one also. and the nibs look the same. So those 1, 2, 3 nibs in here. And then this is where the shapers went, the cartridges went, but those were all dried out, and I have already gotten rid of those. And here's this book, which tells you a brief history of calligraphy. So an instruction booklet. And then this one, see, there's a whole bunch more stuff in here, and she had, yeah, there's the red one. And these are the little cartridges that go in there, but they're all dried out. Now I've been online, and I believe I can order the cartridges from Schaefer, and I may go ahead and do that. I'm still looking into finding colors. I did see where they had the black ink, so that's probably what I'll do first. And there's 3 nibs here, and all of this is miscellaneous things that she was using, probably because all of those inks had dried up. See, there's some of her list. I will hang on to that. There's a little practice sheet grid thing here, which I think is supposed to be wipeable, which is neat. Another booklet. Very similar to the other one. Some paper. Always like to check underneath things, you never know. And this one is probably black, this one is the red. And there's different nibs, and I will have to figure out what these are. And then these are various pens, like this is just Sharpie. And I haven't checked to see if any of these Sharpies are still good, but these are not bad for lettering, just so you know. There's another Sharpie. These 2 are metallic. And I'll have to get back with you whether any of this stuff works. That's a silver and a gold. And so I don't know whether they work. I have not had time to go through and play with any of it. These are calligraphy, I don't even know, scripto maybe. So there's a red, there's a green, there's a blue, there's a brown, there's a black. And then there's some of these, which are Elegant Writer. And again, these are regular pens, but like this one is the flat tip, calligraphy tip. So there's that one, and that one. These look like dual point. So like you've got this flat tip here, and the other end looks like it's got a different tip on it. These are double-headed, acid-free by Moya. So that's what was in that box. And then also in these boxes, I think in that other one probably, were these other pens. So we've got a regular fountain pen here. I mean a regular ballpoint. This is a Pentel. Try to make sure you guys can see. With a cartridge. With a regular ballpoint. But it's a nice writing pen. And another cartridge to replace that. Again, these were things that were in my mom's collection. I just thought you guys might enjoy seeing this. Then she had this one, which is an Osmoroid. Tells you about different points, which is nice that some of the other ones do not have. More letters and things. I'll have to look into this brand. I have not checked that out yet. But that's this one, I think. Pretty sure this is the Osmoroid. They were together. This is some ink that was in there. That's the Conanor. This was some paint she had, and I don't know why this was in there other than she was using it for something, because my mother was a toll painter, so this very well could have gone with some of that. But I brought this home just because it was laying there, thought I might need it for something. And I brought this home that was up there with it, and this is a pincher to roll down the paint. She also had some charms, which would be great for journals. She had this is the only ink that has any that is wet at all. I think it's wet. I'm pretty sure it was this one. Yeah. This one's still liquidy. So I have to check it out, see if it's still good. But I liked to keep it for the box and the brand also. It's India ink. And the Repeatograph, I have looked at these, the Conanor Repeatograph. These seem to be a really easy, there's a booklet in here. Seems to be a pretty easy one to get into using. This is, you use this to take the stuff off, tighten things. The whole thing comes apart. That's just to this. From what I understand, this sleeve tells you the color of the pen. See, and then there's like a color on that. This one is a fine tip, so this is like a micron pen. That's the reservoir there that you would fill up with ink. I'm by no means an expert after only watching a few videos. I've only picked up a little bit of lingo. That's about the best I've done so far. And then this is another Conanor nub. And it's red, so I guess you could use red ink with that one, but that's got a different size tip on it. And from what I understand, this is what you use to clean your nibs when they need to be cleaned in case they get um, blocked and dried out. And it's got a little bulb, excuse me, a little bulb syringe in here. And you can also use it. It's supposed to have some stuff in there. I'll have to order more. But I guess you can also use it to get your ink started, to force the ink down a little bit if it won't start. So this mechanism is probably good, but I'll have to get some more of the solution. Okay, so that was my mom's stuff. Now let me show you a different one. Now this one I'm going to have to throw a lot of it out. This belonged to my mother-in-law, my husband's mother. And a lot of this is dried. I just thought you might like to see some of the kind of thing that was in here. So she had all of this stuff in this box. Well, this is all of the stuff. Now, I don't know if this was in this box because when we did her sale for the house, this may have gotten boxed up at that time. But here's a whole clear box full of these cartridges, and they are all dry. They're all dried. I'm going to keep this. This is a pigment, powdered tempera, and it's copper. But these probably will all have to be thrown out because you see how they all separated. And it's too bad. Look at this. This is kind of a neat glass, but this is real watery. I don't think that this is actual ink. These, they're just all separated. So those will probably all be thrown out because I'll just get some new ink. Now this one doesn't look too bad. This actually still looks fairly decent. I'm going to keep this one. And then there's the Higgins India ink, supposed to be waterproof. I've been told that these are not actually waterproof, so be careful with them. Has a dropper, but it's just no good. These have been sitting too long. And this, I do not know why she had these bottles of stuff. I'm going to probably save the bottles that I can because these are neat little bottles. But they're all dried up. They're no good. But she had all of these nibs in here in this little case. So there's a whole bunch of them. Whole bunch of them. And I'll show you in a minute what I think they go to. And if any of you see any of this stuff and you say, I know about that, then please just leave me some comments. I would really appreciate any feedback you guys have for me. And here's what she had in this box. And I am almost certain that these are what held these nibs. And she was a collector like the rest of us, so she was collecting all of these things. See, I'm pretty sure a bunch of these nibs went in here. And I'm calling them nibs. If there's another name for it, please let me know. I'll be glad to hear it. So there's all of these. There's this little one. This one's a neat handle. So if anybody has any advice on any of this stuff, just let me know. Very cool. All of this is very cool. These say, see if there's any writing on them here. American Pencil Co. Just going through and showing you. Here's another slender one. See, these are Rapidographs. She had some of those as well. This one is a Koh-i-Noor. That's the grabber that goes in. So that is the pins and the calligraphy stuff. Now let me show you the rest of the papers and things that I took out of my mom's stuff. Hold on. Okay, this is a pile of things that I brought home thinking that I could use these when I do journals, junk journals and that kind of thing. These are also some cards and things. So these are the cards that you can write on and paint on. This has got that same paper as the fountain pen stuff. So there's a few of those with their envelope. My mom did do some of this with the calligraphy and made her own cards with the calligraphy. This was laying in there and I thought this would be cute in a junk journal. I thought this would be cute. I'm going to take this apart. So this was, it's a deal. It's this lady and it's her designs for stencils. Okay. I don't even know if it's the company anymore. It was in Michigan called Andrea Designs, but I'm going to take it apart and use it for the pictures in here. Some really neat little pictures in that for junk journals. This was given to my mom from somebody she worked with, and I'm going to use it also for junk journals. It's got some really neat pictures in it. Here is a calendar that has some great prints. Really great prints in it. These are more card things, so I guess you could use these like a bookmark is what my idea was, because these are solid pieces. They're pretty thick. So I'm thinking these are going to be bookmarks in junk journals. Here's more envelopes and things. This is for a picture frame. There's a few of those in here. This is paper for making cards. More envelopes and more plain blank cards with envelopes. Aren't they cute? These are vintage looking to me. I was really glad to see these in there because they're already weathered a little bit. And there's the cards that were in them. Aren't they adorable? More blank cards. This is plastic vinyl, and I'm not sure yet. This is for quilting, but I'm thinking I may use it for something else. You can cut it and make your own stencil. And these are a frame. See, this is a note card that it's got a cutout. It's a matte finish. There's two of those. Well, and see, there's 6 in each. These are regular ones without the cutout, and these are acid free. So these are probably going to be great for the markers, the fountain pens, those things. Here, these are greeting cards, and you fold them yourself. There's 100 in here. You make your own greeting cards. This was a little deal she had. These probably went on something else, and I'm pretty sure that this one that she painted, my mom painted that. So of course I had to have that, and I'm pretty sure that she had done some on something that she gave for my daughter. And there's 2 extras that I can use. Paper dolls that she had. I don't know why she had these, but these I'm going to use with the journaling. How cute are they? I thought these cow pages were cute. These my mom would paint the frame. She would put one of these in a frame. So they're really cute too. So there's several of them. I love this rooster. But I'm not sure. I may wind up cutting them out, cutting several pieces out, and using them in the junk journals and the mixed media. And it came in this, and that's the artist. And I have a picture that she did where she painted the frame on it. I have one. I have it in my kitchen. So guys, that, and then okay, one more thing. Hold on. So I don't know how many of these I'm going to keep, but I certainly wanted to bring these home and go through them. These are stencils. Mother used these when she would do a wood piece and she would do some sort of writing on it. She also did it on the edge of a wall, and then did her vignette of pictures around the stencil, or the stencil around the vignette. So here's one. This is a welcome. I can't tell you the size of these. Y'all just have to kind of guess from my hand here. This one is a vine. Here's some hearts. Here's a pineapple. Let me move this. Make it a little easier to see. This is a schoolhouse or a church or both. It's both. That one you can't hardly see. It's a rose. More hearts. More hearts. Little squares. There's some stars. Here's a cow. Some more squares. This one is sunflower. And it says sunflower seeds. Little horses. So it's like a pull along, the little pull along horse toy. Bigger squares. There's some stars and a different shapes, different shaped stars and different shaped parts. Chickens. This one is apples. This one is a chicken wire. I was tickled about this, seeing this one. This one's larger and it's pots. Here's some flowers. Little stars. This is one of those clear cuts. It's a stencil blank, so you can make your own. More cows. Here is where she had taken that and photocopied it, the chicken wire. And this is, I'm just keeping them inside these. So that's my haul. I didn't buy any of it. I acquired it. And I don't know yet how I'm going to use it. This is just a portion of the things that are available to me that were my mother's. Now, all of her paints and things, most of them were dried out. And her best friend, that is also a painter, she told paints, is still doing a few things, and my dad was able to give her some of that, so she's able to use some of it, and I'm happy for her that she can use some of that. And I'm going to see what I can do with this stuff, and I'm pretty excited to see what else I find when I go. I hope that this was interesting to you, and I appreciate your watching. Um, some of you that are my normal viewers, this was not something you are into, but if you did watch, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more of these, and I will talk to you guys later. And as I always say, have fun today. Bye, y'all.